Today I have my guest, Dr. Shikha Singh, a biologist with the Jackson County Conservation District. She's focused on some of the sneakiest threats to Michigan landscapes, invasive species. And today she's zeroing in on 3 that every native plant lover needs to know about. And she's here at the Wildflower Michigan Native Plant Conference, the 39th annual. Yes. So what exactly makes a plant invasive? People want to know that.
Yeah, so an invasive species is any type of plant, animal, bacteria, or fungus that is not from around here. And in addition to not being from around here, it either has to cause or has the potential to cause harm to the environment, to the economy, or to human health. So an example for the environment, it takes over, outcompetes some of our native species. Economy, just maybe costs a lot of money to manage, and harm to human health. Like some plants have sap that could hurt us, or even stepping on zebra mussel shells hurting us. So those are some examples.
Yeah, so then that means that the non-native plants are not as harmful.
Correct, yeah.
And they could be something like begonias and
dandelion.
And then even ones they sell at nurseries, the begonias, the petunias.
Correct.
So what invasive species are the biggest concern in Michigan right now?
So right now we are concerned about a couple. One is mile-a-minute weed. It's an annual vine. We have it in Calhoun County. And unfortunately, it spreads really quickly. The common name mile-a-minute weed, it grows, like it says, grows really quickly. And one of the problems that is just outcompetes native species. It can grow and climb onto other plants, trees, and shrubs and damage them, prevent the plants from doing photosynthesis. Another one that we're concerned about is Stiltgrass, which is a grass species. And we are finding it in a variety of locations, people's lawns and natural areas. Another species we're concerned about is Lesser Celandine, and that one, you may have seen it around the Grand River riparian zone. So it's like a spring ephemeral plant, beautiful yellow petals, and it's also known as Fig Buttercup. So people used to plant it for ornamentals.
Yeah, I honestly didn't understand anything about invasive species and even non-natives. And I thought that when I was walking along the trails, that green space was being protected, and this was wonderful for our ecology and our public lands as well. And so I was very devastated when I learned about what I call, or I've heard it called, green blight. Are any of these sold in a nursery? The 3 that you just spoke of?
The 3 that I spoke of should not be sold at a nursery. But you do bring a good point. You hear the phrase, not all that is gold glitters, not all that is green is good. And so quite often people, they walk by a park and they see, oh, look at all that beautiful green shrubbery, some plants, some beautiful flowers. This must be a fantastic place. But unfortunately, it just could be out-competing some of their native species.
So like Dame's rocket, I learned. It's really pretty, it looks like a phlox.
Yeah.
And I couldn't believe that it's an invasive.
Yeah.
So I know that MDARD is now currently presented banning 6 invasive species. So I'm really thrilled about that. And those are the ones sold in nurseries.
Yes.
What is the most common way homeowners accidentally help these invasive species spread?
Yeah, sometimes people will buy species that are prohibited, and they will, just buy them online, or maybe they buy it in a different state where it is legal, maybe where it is native, and then they bring it home because they like it. So just intentional planting without knowing really the impacts of what they're planting. That something is there. Sometimes people will accidentally bring it in on their equipment, their shoes. So I think those are 2 things that people...
It's a lot of education, don't you think?
And I think it's important that before you plant something, you know what it is, and you've done your research to make sure that it's not A, on the prohibited list, and B, is it going to spread or cause problems.
Well, I know that you work for the Jackson Conservation District. Could you tell us a little bit of the history of conservation districts? Because they are all over the United States, is my understanding.
So there are a lot of us in Michigan. I think most counties have it. And so we were definitely born out of a need to conserve the soil, work with farmers, and a very long, vast history that we don't have the time to get into
No,
here.
but I think it started, in the 30s or 40s?
It's really a response to the Dust Bowl era and trying to conserve the landscape, because we were losing a lot of that really nutritious soil to wind and erosion. The conservation districts were really brought in to kind of help address some of those issues, work with farmers. That's a big thing. And conservation districts are not the same everywhere. Every district has its own programming. Our office, we do work a lot with farmers. We are co-located with the U.S., and so they work with farmers while we work together. We also have programs that look at water quality. We do soil testing, and then I work with invasive species. We also have sustainability. So each office has a variety of programs to address conservation and sustainability.
I learned about conservation districts a few years ago and was really impressed that they're local, but they also work nationally. So
Yes.
it gives them like one centralized way to share information in some way, or to work at the federal level, but also customize the needs of the community is what my understanding was. They could customize.
Not all conservation districts are co-located with a federal agency.
Okay.
A decent amount are in Michigan, but not all of them. So some of them are standalone. And we do have a Michigan Association of Conservation Districts, so that kind of coordinates Michigan efforts. And I'm sure that there is a national level, people work together as well.
Anything you would like to add about your coming to the conference? Have you come to this conference very often?
This is my first time coming here, and it's a great conference to meet with people and to learn. Like, I get to learn things as well. And one thing I would urge your viewers to do is to check us out. Like, contact your local conservation district, contact your local CISMA. So a CISMA stands for Cooperative Invasive Species Management Area. It's a mouthful.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, what is this plant? How do I manage it? How do I get rid of it? Suggestions on maybe what some possible alternatives are, native alternatives, feel free to reach out to us. We're more than happy to talk about some of these issues.
Yes, we have an Oakland County CISMA. So does each county now have a CISMA, or is it by choice?
Yes.
Because I'm on the stewardship committee of the Oakland County CISMA and really have learned a lot just from being on that.
Yeah, so in Michigan, each county is covered by a CISMA. So I cover 3. I cover Jackson, Lenawee, and Washington. Some counties are more active than others, but technically all counties are covered, and we do our best to try to serve the needs of all the counties that we service.
So they would just need to contact Jackson. Tell me what it is if they wanted
Jackson Conservation District.
Okay.
You can even just Google Michigan CISMAs, and the list will come up about who to contact, and depending on which county you're in.
Yes, and sometimes there's grants available. It's just a plethora of information. Truly, it's minimal funds to.
Yeah, some CISMAs and conservation districts do cost share program for management. Sometimes we'll come out to do treatment, hand pull, mechanicals. Each CISMA has different capacities, education and outreach. So if you need speakers for your classroom or you belong to an organization, we're more than happy to do stuff like that as well.
Well, I thank you for doing all the work you do with CISMA. Like when I said, when I learned what CISMA was doing, there's just not enough of you. They get a lot of requests, and they try to fulfill as many as they can.
We do our best.
Well, thank you for being on our podcast. We have a plant for that. We look forward to getting rid of all the invasive species.
Yes, we'll give a plug that my favorite plant is the sundial. It's like the native lupine. So I love that one. It's a purple one.
So that's your plant for that.
That's my plant.
I should have asked this, but glad you remembered, because one of my colleagues was saying, remember to ask, what is their plant for that?
The host species of the Karner blue butterfly.
Oh, wow, yes. That's right, and the Karner blue butterfly. Is it endangered?
Yeah.
It is endangered. Wow. Well, we need to bring it back with your plant.
I hope so.
Yes.
Thank you.